Hi guys, welcome back to the Theory Lab, and we're now going to be looking at the diminished chord triad, okay? So again, this is a 3-note chord, and again, we're going to do it based upon what we've learned previously, okay? So the process is exactly the same. We create the major scale, okay? So you can see this is kind of where we left off last time, and we had the E major scale, we had all the numbers above. Now, remember last time we did the minor, so we talked that the first, the flat third, and the fifth gave you your minor chord, okay? And if you remember, the major chord was first 3 without the flat, and then the 5, okay? Now, let's talk about diminished chords, okay? So, really cool, really easy, quite hard to listen to, but we'll talk about that later. But a diminished chord is a first, flat third, and flat 5, okay? So, the way I like to think about these 3 chords, the major, the minor, and the diminished, is they progressively get darker as you flatten more, okay? So the first, third, fifth without the flats is major. This is our base point. This is our kind of, it can sound happy, or generally it's just, you know, it is what it is. The major is the major. It's the base of everything, okay? As we flatten the third, we create a darker sound, okay? And that gives us our minor chord. As we add to that a flattened fifth, we darken the sound even further. We get more dissonant, and that just means that it sounds less resolved, and it's kind of harder to kind of fit in everyday music and song. So this is what is known as a diminished chord. Okay, so major is 1, 3, 5, minor is 1 flat 3, 5, diminished is 1 flat 3 flat 5. So let's pop that down here. So we got the 1, the flat 3, and the flat 5. Okay? And let's adjust our E major scale to fit this now, okay? So the 1 is obviously the E. That stays the same. We know already that flattening the G sharp gives us a G, okay? So what happens if we flatten a B? What do we get? Well, let's think about this. We're going to go down 1, okay? So there's a tone between A and B, so there has to be something in the middle, and of course that's going to be B flat. Okay, it could be known as A sharp, B flat, the same thing. But of course, because this is B, we want to keep it named B something, so B flat. Okay, so E, G, and B flat will give us our diminished triad. Okay, so this one is going to sound particularly dark. So let's not waste any more time. Let's have a little listen to this on the guitar, because I personally really like this one, but it's really not for everyone. So let me just turn up the volume here. So we're looking at an E diminished chord, okay? So let's just do what it sounds like first. Okay, so it sounds like this. Okay? Pretty dissonant sounding chord, like I said, a pretty almost horrible. When you first listen to this chord, it's a pretty horrible sounding thing, to be honest. But it is what it is, and it is usable, okay? But we're not going to talk about the usability or the function of the chord in this instance. That's more for the guitar skills, kind of realistically a high intermediate section, okay? So, let's just have a look at how we created this, and we'll do it based on our original E major. Remember when we talked about the fact that we can get an E, a G sharp, and a B, or more specifically a root, a third, and a fifth for the E major. Then we talked about doing a flat third, so there's the third, flattening it for the minor. Now we're looking to get a flattened fifth as well. So we've got a root, a flat third already flattened, and then fifth, which needs to flat, so go down 1 again. Okay? And that horrible thing is a diminished chord. So we're not going to spend too much time learning the shape of the diminished chord. The important thing is you understand how it works, okay? So we simply flatten the third, flatten the fifth, okay? And overall here, we just want to get a feel for the process involved, okay? So the simple fact that all chord construction is based on the major scale, the numbers 1 to 7, plus altering certain numbers, okay? So you're picking out, in the instance of the triad chords, 3 notes, the first, third, and fifth, and then you're altering them potentially in some way to create the chord, okay? So that's enough for now, I think. It's all quite hard to kind of get into your head, so you need plenty of time to really digest this information. So what we're going to do in the next video is just a little kind of fun kind of test-ish thing. Let's not call it a test, but basically, I'm going to be kind of throwing out chords to you that I want you to construct. I'm going to want you to kind of try them yourself, and then we'll go through them in practice on the chalkboard.